And a great big hey howdy hey to all my goofy goobers out there. Welcome back to Animanic Commentaries with Comic Aussie.
And DF.
And tonight we are going to be walking into Barbie as the princess and the pauper. Honey, I think you've got some significant familiarity with this film, no doubt.
I mean, I was practically raised on Barbie movies along with Disney. And I remember when this came out. And along with getting the movie for Christmas, I also got the, actually, no, I got one doll first. I got the Annalise doll, and then later I got the Erica doll, because they sing a duet together.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
And you have to press them at the same time. I still have them, though I don't think the singing works anymore. I mean, they are old. At some point, the machines run out.
That's fair. Yes, and into my teen years, I think there became a familiarity with some of the Barbie movies, and this being one of them. Obviously, when I was younger, probably didn't like appreciate it nearly as much, but as I've grown older, it's like, damn, this one's really good. Like,
Consider it as one of the best of the Barbie movies.
I think this is this is in most people's top 3 easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's not just like a really good take on the Prince and the Pauper, but it also is a really good, like, dare I say, Disney Renaissance quality musical. Like,
Thousands animation that might be a little outdated.
oh, true, but I mean, we've been there before. We've done the Barbie of Swan Lake, so we'll be seeing a little bit of motion capture, here and there, and of course the way they run with it, they work within it. You know, they give it like a painted look to make it feel more. I mean, if it looks plastic, it's Barbie. But yeah, well, we'll go ahead and well, they mostly just use the motion capture for the dancing for the most part. They absolutely do like the facial in it. Like, again, we'll be talking about that when we get into it. Shall we?
Sorry, it hasn't been a bad day. It's just been a very full day, and that's why I'm so drained.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
so tired. So many good things. So many things happened today. Good things mostly, but I'm just tired.
All right. Well, let's synchronize, synchronization. Everyone ready, your buttons to press your up, synchronization. Da-dum. All right, and now that everybody has their movie ready, we're gonna go ahead and begin in a 3, 2, 1, go. Well, it kicks in with the music immediately, doesn't it? Wait, hang on. Yep. This is already like a really good example of what I was talking about.
And it's the first one where we don't start with Barbie's telling a story to Kelly.
That's true. That's true. And you just kind of... It's kind of like VeggieTales' Esther, the girl who became queen in that way, where we don't open with the countertop.
Yeah, I think they decided to just steer away from that narrative a little bit.
I think at least in this case it works really well. Half expecting the bras to pop up. Exactly. I think they've used the watercolor filter on Photoshop, but it still leans in on that, like, you know, vibe of like being more painted. Madam Carp, you'll love to hate her.
Kelly Sheridan, who a lot of bronies know as...
You kind of cut off there. Who would the bronies know her as?
Kelly Sheridan. She's Starlight Glimmer.
Ah.
I told you that in Swan Lake.
Right, you know, I keep forgetting that. I can hear it when you say that. I can definitely hear it.
Now this is how I knew her first, and then when I read the credits in the season 5 premiere of My Little Pony, I'm like, oh my god! Like, I wouldn't have guessed.
It was like, it's Barbie.
Because she was sounding so villainous.
Yeah. here you can definitely see that they're not using motion capture because you can feel like the hands on the tools. I think there was some motion capture used there for her motions. It's like you can see like the subtle. And the thing is, like,
Barbie had quite a few celebrity villain actors.
That is true.
Didn't they?
That is true.
Just got the celebrities to play the villains.
Like Tim Curry was the Mouse King in the Nutcracker.
And then Angelica Houston, Kelsey Grammer, just from this point here.
Yeah. And this is our opening number, which is also our I Want song, which I think has been happening a lot in
a double I Want song.
True. It's a duet. Love the way it pulls together too.
At least they teach her science.
Yep. Once know where I need to. I love this stuff.
And this is not Kelly Sheridan singing.
Nope.
So I asked at the panel, actually personally, like, but you sing as Starlight Glimmer, so how come you didn't sing as Barbie? And she said, well, I wasn't confident in my singing voice, but they essentially tricked me into singing for Starlight Glimmer. She ain't too bad. By the time we got to the Heartwarming Eve special,
yeah,
she got pretty good.
And that's the thing, it's like, I think it's like, it's a different actress playing Erica, right?
Doing the singing of Erica.
Well,
but no, it's Kelly Sheridan doing both speaking voices, if that's what you mean.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's just two different singers.
Ah, I see. I also love how cabaret also rhymes with the previous line. Like, it really adds to the flow of the dialogue.
And now I just noticed. I didn't notice that before.
That cabaret rhymes with crochet and Odette to pay. Like, it sticks out. It sticks out so much, though.
I never noticed because you hear Madame Carp after that. The voices do match so well. You kind of forget for a second it's two different actresses.
Yeah. I love the visual. Love the visual. That's a great set of foreshadowing there. Yeah.
Yeah. I still have my copy of The Princess and the Pauper that's got
line.
like so many different
so many
autographs.
Things. I love that line. That is a really good line.
I remember when I met Kelly Sheridan and I had her sign my DVD of this movie.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, someone's actually here for Barbie. Well, that's a nice surprise."
Yeah.
Because it's at BronyCon.
Now I feel I've never been, soon I will forever be. I love that contrast. Ah, that harmony.
She mentioned this is also Barbie's first musical movie.
That is true. I mean, one of the first movies Barbie did was Nutcracker, which was musical, but it wasn't a musical. Yes.
Yeah, no, the first three had to do with either ballet or some kind of classical music.
True. She can never
This is
stop
all original
my schemes.
stuff.
I love that. I love everything in this is like so it's like it's so well thought out. I get really excited whenever I hear these songs because they just flow so well. They feel so good. It's like
we need a word for a guy who's into Barbie. We have a word for guys who are into My Little Pony. Why not a word for a guy who's into Barbie?
That's just Ken, isn't it?
Okay, fair point.
Ken Nation, rise up. Oh man. Okay. And not long after our opening I Want song duet, we get the villain song. Very, very quickly here. Like this musical hits the ground running. Like we are flying by right now. It's a fairly short movie, but like really good. This is some fun.
I'm trying to remember which one of these actors I got to meet too. Yes. Nick, Brian Drummond.
Yeah.
I think you guys know him as Brian Drummond is
And this is some really good foreshadowing right here. Toss it away because it just looks like a lump of coal.
I'm trying to remember who Brian Drummond was in My Little Pony. Why does he have so many voice credits? Damn it. Okay, just
what, 9,000? There's no way that can be right, squad. And here he is, man of the hour, Martin Short. I love that mouth.
Yeah, Brian Drummond was Mr. Cake.
Ah.
And apparently also filthy rich.
Yep.
Yeah, I had him sign the DVD too.
And this leans right into the song.
Martin Short had a field day with this one.
He's lying like a rug. So much fun.
I keep seeing so many memes from this guy.
Oh yeah, he's got some great faces. Like I said, while a lot of the movements are motion captured, it's like the facial animation is all handcrafted, and you feel that energy on pretty much every character, especially him.
No, kind of a caricature of Martin Short too. I mean, his face.
True. He does look kind of like Martin Short in a powdered wig.
I saw someone make a video of like celebrities doing villains, and then I'm like, man, they actually made them look like they're actors a lot.
Also love the violins here. Like, always loved the violins at that part. It was such a nice little, like a little tremble, like the flame. And also kind of a romantic vibe because he's talking about how like, oh, she secretly loves me. And the wedding march in the background. Also nice little touch. God, they got such good energy. This is great. Okay, so there's something interesting is that some people like really like fumble on this lyric. Like every other source is lapse, but the actual line is it's a momentary loss. And the thing is that it's very similar to something heard before. Who's the boss, right? So earlier we had what better husband could a princess choose, and then we have Reckless Royal chose another beau, and then at the end of the song for Lost Boss we have lose to rhyme with refuse. I love the French. Kiss My Shoes not only doesn't rhyme, but it's also probably the family-friendly version.
Here we go.
With the roses. I can't help. I can't. Now I'm doing it.
And the kick line.
Yeah. You can definitely see that this was definitely the highlight of the motion capture. Is like whenever they did dancing. And it's not that motion capture doesn't go through a lot of extensive editing either. Like, the thing is, like, you can't just motion capture and then say, done. Otherwise, your animation's going to look really bad. So they do obviously clean it up afterward. There's a lot of work that goes into that sort of shit.
Okay, here's another My Little Pony veteran, Kathleen Barr. The great and powerful Trixie!
Yep. And the poodle with the Brooklyn accent. I'm walking here.
She really is even more of her Trixie accent, ain't she?
Definitely.
A little Britisher, but...
little Britishy.
But it does sound like her, her attitude.
Her Trixie. Yeah. I will say, it is interesting that the dog's name is Midas and he has a gold tooth. Like, just,
Yeah.
like, I was 8 years old when I learned that.
That's definitely like a British Trixie.
Yeah. Trixie if she stayed in Canterlot.
A lot of or rather, there were a lot of Barbie alumni going into My Little Pony, I should say. This came first.
Well, I mean, when you have, like, working in little children's cartoons.
And that's Lee Tucker.
That's
Snips.
Yeah, right, Snips. Yep.
Snails, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Not in the slightest.
And we got Starlight Glimmer, Trixie, and Snips all in the same spot.
Imagine that. Indeed.
You see the
Yeah.
voice.
You can even see on his face he's kind of sad about this fact. And
Yeah, but he's, he's trying not to get in the way of it.
Much like Annalise, he has a duty to uphold.
Really? The Queen's been in My Little Pony too? What the hell? Hang on. Dusty Pages / Ma Hooffield / McCold Pony 1. So yeah, a bunch of small roles, but still.
I love the little subterfuge going on here, which also foreshadowing for anybody who knows the Prince and the Pauper story. You already know that subterfuge and illusion is a big theme, big running theme. It's like what makes a princess and what makes a pauper, I guess. Sing the bells of whatever this kingdom is called.
Yeah, I don't know what you were just saying, but okay. And it's London, by the way, that the original story took place.
Yeah, but I'm more talking about whatever this story, where this kingdom is. A day on the that JPEG, the JPEG for the roof tiles. That was crunchy.
Of course, you still have that gorgeous dress that just stands out amongst glittery dress, for that matter.
Yeah.
Couldn't have her to like put on a little something simpler, like I don't know, maybe one of her
nightgowns, maybe because I think that's the simplest thing she owns.
I say, well, notice your dress. Yeah.
Which really gets an understanding of how things are.
I cannot. Oh.
He has a.
Oh God.
Sweetness. He's a great guy and he's got a great personality. He's kind of like he's kind of like Prince Eric in that regard. He doesn't get a song, but he's a fun character.
Yeah, see, this is why I didn't mind the princes in the Barbie movies as much. They're sweet guys.
They're actually very nice. They're gentlemen. Who says chivalry is dead? Whoever says that has never watched a Barbie movie from the 2000s.
At least none of these princes kissed any girls in their sleep. I'm just saying.
And another direct-to-video musical released in 2004. We're gonna be seeing that a lot. Sometimes you'll just find just one brief little number,
You know, I always thought Erica's dress was, way too nice for someone who's supposed to be a pauper.
Right? It's like, that dress is, I mean, like, especially compared to all the other background paupers and peasants.
Although I guess I suppose, like...
You want to sell a doll, you don't want to sell her wearing, like, Cinderella's rags.
What's wrong with Cinderella's rags? They're pretty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But, like, Mattel wouldn't think so, I guess. Whoops. And yes, that is a barking cat. We'll hear more of that later. But something you gotta say about these character designs and models is that they're really good at pulling all those facial expressions. Like, they build them very well. It's like even though Barbie's, like, basic state is this standard, like, Barbie look, this Barbie smile, they're able to get some good facial expressions out of her, too. Not so alike. Haha.
Wow.
Yep. I love how they don't really, like, fully spell that out. Like, they just kind of let the moment sit there for a moment.
Yeah, I love how Kelly Sheridan just has, like, this underlying amount of sass. You know, she sounds more like Starlight Glimmer when she's doing Erica, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And you can hear, like, the singer for Erica also putting those vibes in as well. It's like Erica's voice is slightly sharper, and I don't mean like, she's pitchy. I mean like a little sharper, like, spoken. And Annalise is a lot more, like, softer spoken.
I mean, I can also think maybe, Madame Carp wouldn't have her seamstresses running around in rags because that looks bad for business.
That's also true. Madame Carp is dressed pretty finely.
But, not too fine.
She really loves her science.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
She's a bookworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the song that my dolls would sing together.
Yeah.
You had to press them at the exact same time.
Oh, squad.
Also, I made a PMV of Unicorn Twilight and Alicorn Twilight.
That is true. You made a whole set for all the songs in the musical.
I wish I'd waited a bit. I would have had more Alicorn Twilight scenes.
Fair. And Discord as Preminger was an inspired choice.
It was just... I don't know why I picked him. It just
Maybe
works.
because there's a lot of clips with him in Twilight, so the fantasy sequences were easy to do. Like,
yes.
Wait, Annalise, kiss my shoes. And I love, there's this good back and forth where they finally start singing together here. It's like, we've heard it, like, this is the third time we're hearing this, like, this melody line. I love that. I wear my gown without my crown, and dance around the room. It's like, God, that flows so well. It's like, I love the understanding as well. It's like even Annalise at the start, she's like, and the way they harmonize. So good. It's great. Some versions, I always see them as long-lost sisters. Can you imagine?
And a live-action version of this. Somebody dressing up like this and then singing.
Right? Absolutely lovely. But, like, when Annalise is at first, it's like, Erica's like, I'm just like you, and then she's like, you are? It's like, cause, like, the pauper is like saying, I'm like you're like a princess? It's like, but no, they understand, but they finally understand each other and they harmonize. Whoopsie doodle. What are you gonna do? Oh, come on, it's the one in pink, dude.
Well, yeah, of course. No, he knows. He's just like, wait a minute, you guys have the same faces. It's like, what just happened? It's like, I'm seeing double. Am I drunk already? And Wolfie is voiced by Ian Corlett, Silver Shill in My Little Pony, and also Claire Corlett's father.
Good Lord.
Claire Corlett, who's Sweetie Belle.
We just got everybody on board here. I also gotta appreciate, like, how they're able to do the... Again, at least it matches the aesthetic of the rest of the movie. Like I said, very crunchy JPEG of roof tiles. But the fur is... The fur always looks pretty nice in these. Like, it looks soft, you know? Like, if I were to reach out and pet the kitty, it's like it would feel soft. Which is a harsh contrast to the poodle, who has a very crunchy JPEG.
Get these nails filed for nothing, that's a line.
Yeah.
She actually reminds me more of Rarity and personality.
I know. I was gonna say the same thing.
It's like a fucking cat.
Yeah, pretty much. That's disgusting. Alright, let's go ahead and empty out the cartoon sound effects library while we're at it.
Lady in the Tramp, anyone?
Pretty much.
Or more Aristocats, I don't know. Whoa.
I suppose, yeah, Aristocats, yeah. I mean, Aristocats and Lady in the Tramp are kind of cut from the same cloth, at least in their romantic, story.
This is about as seductive as you can get in a Barbie movie.
Yeah. No. I love the way she says that. She says that with a very regal air. You must sing for us the power. It shows like the world that she comes from. It's just another one of those little character touches. And Kelly Sheridan did both, right? That counts for something. Like, good Lord.
I wish my cat came when I told her to.
She comes whenever she wants.
Just fell asleep studying.
Yeah.
Thing is, I can never do that. If I'm reading, I'm wide awake.
Yeah. I probably might. Like, if I were reading something, actually, no, I have fell asleep in a book before.
You've fallen asleep during calls.
Yeah. If
I fell
anyone
asleep while watching stuff.
there is some minor skipping, like on my copy, which means you guys may need to resync a little bit, but it shouldn't
was
be
just
too
like
much of
a
a problem.
little jolt, you know.
Just a little bit. But
I love
again,
this part.
if the blurry image lines up,
Funny.
everything's fine.
I
You're not
love
too
this
far.
part so much.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The way he brings his hand up to smack him and he flinches.
He still managed to get that mouse all the way up there. Why didn't you just... No, never mind. I suppose people wouldn't notice if
If someone entered her room. That's why
yes, but they still managed to get that mouse all the way up there. That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, Preminger could have laid that earlier. We never know. But of course, that's not what's important. The only thing that's important is that they use the cat to lure her out and kidnap her. Bum bum bum. And we all know who's behind this. He's saying his whole plan at us. Oh, this is like... And it fucking chucks her. And we have a French horse. I forget what this guy's name is. For some reason, I want to say Philippe because, you know, he's French. Hervé, right. Right. I'm gonna forget his name as soon as
I always thought his name was LV for some reason.
Well, perfectly reasonable.
Hervé. That makes more sense, actually.
Yeah. Who is playing the horse, by the way? Anybody got dibs on the horse?
All right, fine. I thought I could close it, but no.
Yeah, crunchy JPEG of wood. I love Martin Short. Every line.
Okay, Hervé. Gary Chalk.
Gary Chalk. That's right. I forget what else he did, though.
Yep. You know, it makes sense. I mean, a bunch of Canadian voice actors. Of course, we're going to have at least one of them that does a French accent.
Too true, too true. Mm-hmm. I love that. He played Optimus Prime in a lot of Transformers.
Oh, Prince Rutherford in My Little Pony.
Okay, see, I thought
The yak.
Yep, I thought he was in My Little Pony. It's like we're gonna find all the connections.
Yucks.
Well, except for Martin Short.
Well, of course, because he's the celebrity.
Well, I mean,
everyone else is a Canadian voice actor.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what about Patton Oswalt and Weird Al Yankovic and all those others?
Celebrities.
All I'm saying is, like, Martin Short wasn't on My Little Pony. That's all I'm saying. I love the contrast. I love the color contrast of, like, this bright white and pink, like, environment versus the dingy little town and then the woods. So there's a lot. I love where we're able to, and then the outside of the castle with the brick and grass.
Martin Short is Canadian, huh? You learn something new every day.
Yeah, no, yeah. That is true.
Look, be real. If you put a Canadian next to an American and they spoke, would you be able to tell the difference?
Well, if the American was from Minnesota, probably not.
The only way I can tell in Goosebumps that they're Canadian is whenever they say sorry.
Sorry, or a boot.
I used to think my English teacher was American, but he was actually Canadian.
I mean, what do we got? We got a lot of good Canadian, like Michael J. Fox is Canadian. The Rick Moranis is Canadian. We got a lot of really fun Canadian actors. And I love this attention to detail.
This
where
way,
he
in front of
realizes,
the queen, you dumbass.
Rose, her favorite flower, like at least like the white rose that he picked up in the white rose.
Pink rose.
The pink rose. The pink. Well, it was very.
She likes the pink roses, and then Erica likes the blue roses.
It was very soft. It was very soft colored. It was a very light colored rose he picked up for her in town. Anyway. Love Madame Carp. I was like, is she and Preminger like just chew every line of dialogue that they say? Oh yeah, Jim Carrey's Canadian too. Yeah.
Maurice LaMarche, I believe. I mean, with that name alone.
Oh yeah, LaMarche. There's not really much to talk about on the animation here. I guess except, like, the facial animation's really, really good. I think that's definitely, I think like his body, I think his body acting was a little weak. I guess that's one of the things with motion capture is that you could like spend like, I don't know, like hours at a stretch like doing this shit, and then like on the third take like you get like your actors get tired because you got people in these big suits. At the very least, like it would have been like much worse back then for motion capture. Like you'd have to have like all these tennis balls on you. It's like absolute nightmare. If you've ever seen the behind the scenes of something like Monster House, you know what I'm talking about. I love the castle being like a brick and a teal roof, and the grass and the courtyards. Again, every environment has such a nice contrast.
You know, whenever I see like vocalists or musicians like reacting to Barbie songs, I find a lot of them really like this song.
Oh, this song is great. This is a much more regal equivalent to a song we saw earlier this year, How to Be a Tigger. That is, I guess, in title alone, like To Be a Princess. Is like.
That's totally what I do.
And
if I saw a big comfy bed, I just go.
I love the melodies that play just for the characters, the associated melodies.
Yes, because.
And now
we
the
easily throw on wigs
in.
that way. Do you know how long it takes me to put on one of my wigs? And I have short hair. I need to make sure it's all brushed. And, you know, and she's got a lot of hair, you know?
Oh, yeah. I love this. The list.
Meanwhile, he does his own singing, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, wait. No, one of them does their own singing.
It was either him or Dominic. I mean, that sounded pretty seamless. But then again, you can easily swap out. Maintain a regal gait. Who
Charming,
would think
yet
to rhyme?
touched and yet amused.
Yeah.
Ba-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Never fall. Don't ever stray from approach. God damn it!
Now you're doing it.
I lost it. I lost the try not to sing. Step up and look at arch back. Nope, he definitely sang it himself.
Yeah.
Alessandro Giuliani, and he's playing Julian. Funny.
Nice.
I see.
Again, you can hear the sharper quality to her voice, even though she's pretending to be Annalise. It's still her singing.
And apparently he was also in, well, My Little Pony Pony Life, it seems. Tip Top. Extra firm, so you can be clever, ever at. Damn it! Learn how to play the
Count and Lord harpsichord. I love that. It's not a full triple rhyme, but it's still like a fun use of the word harpsichord. I was wrong. I forgot he has this musical moment. God, I totally forgot.
Oh, apparently also Prince Carlos
Yes.
played Mariposa.
I love the little voice crack there.
Maybe you've actually tried that. The whole book on that thing. I tried it at one point.
This is great.
To never make your bed.
Yep.
Princesses. Oh,
It's just great. Like, they just got this whole song, and it's got this really peppy vibe. And you got all those, like, quick little...
Yeah, seriously, how could she fit all that hair into that wig?
Have you ever seen Weird Al Yankovic in a music video, like where he wears a wig? Like, he can fit his hair into, like, what's an example?
Yes, but you still need a wig cap at least.
True, but he's got a lot of hair to work with, is what I'm saying. Bum ba bum. So I love the vertigo. What do they call that shot?
Our steps are
It's
just
like a very specific like zoom shot, you know. It's like the vertigo zoom. I love that on Premature. It's like because like what the hell kind of moment.
yeah, almost.
Oh god, absolutely.
Oh, Dominic was just like, oh my goodness.
It's like, oh, is she okay?
Oh, and he took the queen spectacles.
Yeah. Being very quick with that, very sly. And Premier's like, what the fuck?
Very good acting on Kelly's part too, to be like Erica doing an impression of Annalise.
Yep. And enough to fool everyone else at least. However, and actually, I think that's very pertinent. The people who can't recognize that this isn't Annalise are the people who don't know her as well, which really puts into perspective how little the queen knows her own daughter, which is definitely running.
And did you forget the part that Julian swiped her spectacles?
That's also true, but like there's also like she didn't notice anything off about her behavior or pattern of speech. It's like you know your daughter so little that you couldn't recognize her own
What was she to assume that someone who looks like her and sounds like her isn't her?
Preminger sure did.
Well, yeah, because he knows he took the princess and is confused.
That is definitely true, but also like what if he...
Not everyone assumes that there's a doppelganger or a clone out there, honey.
I guess it's true. I'll follow up on that lead later. Unfortunately.
this is silly. Also, this princess saved herself here.
Yeah.
That's another thing about Barbie movies. There's a lot of moments of Barbie saving herself. I mean, you know, only occasionally having help from the guy.
Just noting that they're both pretty dumb.
Get it! Quick! So dumb. I've got furry hands. That's so funny.
Rubber duck sound when he hit him on the head. God.
Yeah.
What a dumbass.
Nick. Apparently his head is a squeaky toy.
He's about as smart as one.
Let me in. No idiots! Why you said that?
Nobody
Oh,
is that dumb.
Except
That is to say,
except for
dumb
Nick.
enough to fall for that, I mean. Obviously, he's dumb.
Lord.
The mop. I love this. You gotta imagine somebody in like you gotta imagine someone in a full like motion capture suit on a sound stage just going like ah! It's very funny. Oh.
Okay, Julian, get out of there, man. Don't just stick around. Get on the horse and
Uh-oh.
leave. Like, really? Why didn't you just leave?
Whoa.
Okay, Julian, you shouldn't have fallen for that.
Absolutely love that.
Well,
Absolutely love that.
They're the tutors at my high school who just did everybody's homework. That's what they were paid to do. Not that I had any of those. A lot of my fellow students did.
You don't want... Yeah, you don't want to upset the man with the spear. What unfortunate turn of events could have transpired for this to happen? I love that. I love that very distinct, like, menacing melody. I love that. And then we had a reference to Free when she got off the cart. It was like, it's great.
Yeah, Madam Carp just hanging out at the pub. She didn't quite understand until you're older.
And she does look a little sloshed the way she's walking too.
Look at all those tankards. Not tankards, barrels, whatever.
Is there actually? Yeah, look at her. She looks drunk. She sobered up quick. Ooh.
Oh, now I get it.
And then she's putting the pieces together. It's like... Well, to be fair, she's never met the princess.
That's also
before.
Kathleen Barr. As in also Serafina.
Yep.
Really clever.
Yes, it's absolutely, absolutely wonderful, honestly.
Now, see, this is why I never felt, discouraged by Barbie movies. Like, look at how smart these princesses are.
Right? You're just gonna have to duck out till morning. This castle is very pretty. Now yours for $19.99. Again, it's such a stark contrast. You see her with that hair, and it's like, eh, different voice.
Yeah, this scene's always stuck out to me.
Straighten your hair. you can hear her version of royalty is much more firm.
This little servant's cute. Cute.
I love it. Yeah, her royal voice, the royal Canterlot voice.
Thank you.
You're going a little hard there.
I feel like this is one of the ones where Kelly Sheridan had the most fun. You don't want to.
Like,
if I had the opportunity. If I had
royals.
a bathtub, I just have showers. I love how, I love how this king who's going to be arranged to marry her is actually a pretty good guy.
Yep.
Better hope nobody walks in while your wig is over there.
I love how this actually comes from the whole, like, conversation earlier. It's like, we can't give ourselves away. And then, of course, it's also, like, in relation to Dominic coming forward with the truth. And this is such a sweet little song. Absolutely love it. Noah's Ark should have had a cat. That's such a good line. Absolutely.
Guys, relax. He's at the bedroom door, not the bathroom.
Too true, yes. Such a great...
And just hearing her voice.
And he falls in love with her being who she is. There's a truth.
I love that. Remember, he's a music lover, and he's hearing the singing, and he's like, wow.
It's so cute. It's so good.
Oh. Cutie pie.
It's just so great. Well.
Someone's been struck by Cupid's arrow.
Yep.
Love it. First, listen.
It happens.
I can relate. I can relate. It was well, maybe not first listen, but at least a couple of listens.
You also gotta admire her effort.
The fact that she got that far and just messed up the sleeves.
I mean, fair.
I tried to learn how to sew. I wanted to make some Barbie clothes.
At least she
My mom's not a very
she
good
didn't
teacher.
prick herself with the needle, so that counts for something.
They were planning to do a Sleeping Beauty, but they were worried it would be compared too much to the Disney version.
Strange.
Especially when they wanted to use Tchaikovsky, so they ended up doing Rapunzel instead.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Predator Man? What's the stupid cat doing here? Why in the world does the queen trust this guy? I'm sorry.
Because she's got no one. Because she's got no one else to rely on. She's in mourning for her husband for God knows how long.
That's a good point.
Yep. Martin Short would go on to voice the Cat in the Hat. Yes, in the PBS show. That's true.
Martin Short's like done a lot of stuff, so
Yeah.
we'd be here all day.
Mm-hmm.
I have a King Dominic too. Well, technically it's a Ken doll where, You can either dress him up as Dominic or Julian.
Yeah, in terms of doppelgangers, nobody brings that up, oddly enough.
Oh. Immediate,
Wherever the hell Damien is right now. Julian is.
Damien.
Where the hell did I get Damien?
Well, we have Dominic, so
Dominic
maybe you
and
combine
Julian.
the two.
Damien, yeah. That makes sense. Oh! Ooh, that was too close.
Michi was swept up in his cuteness. Uh-oh, hair.
I was just a loose hair on the wig. Unless it's not.
No, it's her loose hair.
Whoops.
Oh, always a good sign when the pets like them.
Aw. I love poetic irony.
Fandom about every fandom I enter,
like
somehow makes a reference to this song. Yes, I
don't
like
blame
about
me.
every
I was
fandom
just
enter,
listening to you sing in the shower. That's all.
Every fandom I enter, at some point I find somebody making a reference to this song somewhere in a fanfic, in a music video, or whatever.
Love that. It's such a simple little song.
Hater.
Yeah. It's great.
No, dogs don't have owners. Dogs have parents.
Eyes will give you clues. That rhythm, these rhythms are kind of similar to Free. It's not the same melody, but it's a similar like.
Where the hell does he get a blue rose though? They don't grow naturally.
It's like it's kind of the similar pattern to Free a little bit, just a smidgen.
Yeah, blue roses do not grow naturally though.
Well, that's probably why they found it in the royal garden. Imagine how rare,
genetic manipulation already.
Yeah. What do they call that? They're breeding they're breeding roses to bloom blue. Botany's been an old study, so you know. And the way they harmonize, it's absolutely beautiful. You are. I doubt you've seen many sunsets locked up in Madame Carp's basement.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, they've rigged these character models for such good facial expressions, the subtle eyebrow acting, yeah, and then you see her eyes dart around. I was like, ah, shit. Aw. Whoops. What an unforeseeable set of circumstances.
I remember my parents watching this and yes, Barbie, it's your job to fall in love with the prince. Hey, it's not always a prince. This one's a king for one. Ugh, those teeth.
Yeah. Again, I think he was literally chewing that line. Madame Carp. God. his Grinchish smile. Like, good
And did
lord.
Martin Short like just in the studio just like grit through his teeth while saying the lines, and I thought, ooh, that's a good way to.
You can hear it in the performance. Look at the lip.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's my horse.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Oh,
Oh, damn it.
silly kitty. I love how everything leads, like, one thing led to another. You'd love to see the faces Martin Short made in the recording booth with these lines. Oh, they're likely the same faces Preminger is making, because in animation what they'll do is they'll actually film the actor like in the recording booth while they're acting, and so they got like a visual reference of their face. And every animator definitely had, like, all the animators who worked on Preminger had a lot of fun with his face. Big fun. And also, what's interesting is, like, even if Annalise doesn't know when or why, she knows how. She's finally put the pieces together when she was in the dress shop. So,
I guess he just realized that the princess is just too slippery to handle.
yeah. Whoops.
You only have a ring, though. You don't have like a body.
True, but it's like the royal insignia in the original story and in the Mickey Mouse adaptation. The royal ring with the family, like, crest or whatever it was.
You've not read the original book, have you?
Nope.
I can tell. Because you've been talking about stuff about the book, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Have I? I think that's like the first time I really brought it up.
No, you were talking about some kind of themes, and I was trying to understand what you were saying.
Oh. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you could glean from such a story. The animals, well, he thought his boss was a good guy. Ooh. Oh.
It's like, stop being so charming, man.
That's a reaction. No. Bum bum. Evidently not. Bum bum.
Oh, Lord.
And if they go to the mine, they'll find it caved in. What do you know about that? You say no body, but he's assuming that they'll die down there of suffocation first. Nope. Whoop. There it goes. Wig snatched. It's like, oh no. Will anyone gonna believe this story though? The Preminger is the because I think Julian mentioned to her, I think Preminger has something to do with it.
Yeah, he did.
Well, it's true, but now that just made her sound more guilty. Again, Preminger being the trusted advisor to the queen.
It's like who made the statement first?
Mm-hmm. Who made the claim? He's such a stuffy old fart, isn't he? I love this reprise here. And the line that she stumbles on here. God, you can hear it. Yeah, it's sad. And now the villain gets a reprise. Boom boom. Boom boom. And the lighting changes. Au revoir to your foie gras. Love that.
I just realized how short he is.
Yeah.
Short.
Man is in heels to make himself taller. I love how he didn't even like hit the note on that line. It was just like, yes. I love that. It just gives it such a nice, sharp moment. I've booked a band. It's great. Yeah.
You are really desperate. And I'm like, you really fall for this?
She has no choice. It's like she can't refuse. She can't refuse because her kingdom is in peril. Of course, it was. Yeah. Bum bum. There are plenty of choices. Well, the thing is, the mine was dried up because Preminger stole the gold. He's orchestrated this from the beginning, clearly. And here's the payoff to our earlier...
Her dress is actually dirty, thank you.
Yep, and here's the payoff to our earlier setup.
Like, I was starting to, when I noticed, like, why are both their dresses so clean?
Well, she's been running around for days at a time. No. I know it's a rock, but just pretend for a minute that it's a seed, okay?
Okay, no, sorry. I remember someone reacting to this, and they were like, "Wait, did she just call him ugly?" That's a very good, and I can't unhear it now.
I think it's more that she was referring to him as simple. He's not. He doesn't have fancy jewels or mighty wealth.
I know, but it's still like I can't unhear it.
I'm a lump of coal. Bum bum. Probably why they haven't suffocated yet. And Permager's little. Oh
Lord! Look at you looking at me. Yeah, are you finally realizing what a jerkwad this guy is?
How did I get into this? Queen, you gotta wake up one morning, ask yourself, how the fuck did I get here?
Well, that just makes it worse.
That's it. We're dead. If we weren't gonna suffocate, now we're gonna drown! Okay, so you have to dig for it, then he probably would have suffocated. Well, that was pretty loose. The water's really dated. Yeah, they did a pretty decent job. I mean, they're not fucking Pixar, but you know, it's all right.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the character models that character model's from the Rapunzel movie, one of the knights in that one.
I think that face was also being used on King Dominic's companion.
Okay, there was a meme I saw saying that I like how we got like all these. We could say they're the same character models, but we could also say that it's all Barbie actors.
Yeah, that's true.
Playing in the different movies, and it's actually canon.
I mean, yeah.
Because there's that one movie where with Barbie as an actress.
Yep.
Like, it's funny.
Just a horse.
Because water means we'll be able to float.
They'll all float down here. That's pretty good white water there. They're like, what? What is she doing? What are they doing? And where did she find that piece of metal? Like, in the first place?
She'd look hair. Did you miss that? It's her hairpin.
Right. Yeah, keep. Some things you just don't really notice.
Because you're talking about the lighting and not paying attention to the actual thing that's going on.
And, well,
running.
bye, bitch.
Well, I guess you can't run very far in dresses, I guess. Never mind, that running's weird too.
Well, motion capture gonna do you weird.
Well, not as bad as the Sinbad running.
Oh no, that was horrible. That was hilariously horrible. You had to remind me of that. Now that was really good. That was really good water. Like from underwater, like that was a really good.
Can get some extra sleep.
Everyone, yep. Everyone, question nothing.
Oh, the way the poodle's walking.
Boy, with the poodles already. Just a little trot. Here she comes.
I think that priest model I've seen somewhere in the other movies. Like, whatever, I don't care.
Yep, that's
Even if it's just a name.
Yeah, that's not what I want. Whoa! Yep. It may be one of the reasons why he bought her, why he was like,
It looks like the model for the baker in the Swan Lake, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does kind of look like the baker. There's just a few adjustments, like different hair, different clothes, and all that. Yeah. But the mirror's not actually a mirror; it just literally reflects his face. But also, that's good, like in like an animated sense. It's like Preminger is even more surprised. Whoopsie. She found her spectacles! Or at least her backups, because I'm pretty sure Julian still had the others. I mean, unless Preminger managed to get the glasses off of Julian earlier, but yeah. That's a bold assumption. That's assuming that she only has one pair. Which, I guess we would have to, because she's looking for them all the time. Anyway, on the horses!
Just like, hey, bro.
Storms!
Yeah, that bro look, you know?
Yeah. Ooh. He's very hard-headed. Yeah. And the payoff to this earlier setup. The only thing he cares about. His looks. Woo! Whoop! And then like,
that's dangerous too.
Wait a minute. Right into the cake.
Well, there's your crown, King.
And we've done it, folks. We've saved the universe, or at least the kingdom. It's like she's so surprised. It's like she's sorry. Like, here's the thing, marry whom I choose. But the thing is, and her mother's like, I'm sorry. And it's about duty, right? But she didn't know that Annalise was in love with Julian. That is how little she knows her daughter. And I feel like that's a perfectly reasonable assessment to come to the Queen's character. She's not bad. She's just kind of floating. Like, up until the plans, like, it's like, up until Preminger left to steal all the gold, the kingdom was basically being run by him, essentially. Run into the ground. And I absolutely love this. It's like, he's not expecting anything, right? It's for once, it's a present that does not come with strings.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And with her being interested in geology, geology and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sawed off.
And she still has the same dress.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No wait, that's a different dress.
And that's and one final song to end us off. Yep. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely.
I have the one on the left, the doll version.
Yeah. And we've seen these models before. That's basically just her little sister, right?
Kelly, yeah.
Kelly, yeah.
Which is her real name, and it's not Chelsea. I don't care what they say.
I think Kelly was...
At some point, Mattel changed Kelly's name to Chelsea.
I think Kelly was replaced. It's a cover-up. Kelly died in a well. Somebody shoved her. Preminger, probably.
Unless you're overseas, and then her name is Shelly.
Goodbye! Goodbye, everybody! Goodbye! Goodbye! I hope they booked separate honeymoon suites. Otherwise, this was a very interesting wedding. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But that was Barbie Princess and the Pauper. But wait! It ain't over yet! Give it a moment.
You see? Still pretty canon that that's a bunch of Barbie actors playing different roles.
So does this mean Barbie has talking animals in the universe?
Very good question.
Talking animals are canon in Barbie. Yep.
And Martin Short. They're just taking Martin Short's ad-libbing. Good job, Megan and Amy.
Yeah.
On the songs.
Whoops. Mm-hmm.
God. Executives in charge of production, what do they do? No one really knows.
How
do you have it on set with you?
One would wonder.
Oh man, Martin Short.
Oh, this is a great bit.
It's so funny.
No, that was actually probably the motion capture stage actors dicking around, and then they went ahead and used it. But yeah.
That is funny.
And then of course we got a little pop song over the credits. But yet
In case
another
you forgot-
original
no.
song.
Now, see, because I remember when we were doing Hairspray at my school, and then some of us are in the audience just kind of waiting for our cue to go on the stage to rehearse, and then one of the 8th graders next to me is like shouting at one of the girls on stage, like, "Hey, why aren't you answering your text?" I'm like, okay, 1, she's rehearsing. 2, this is the 1960s. Nobody has cell phones.
That's a great way of putting it. But my lordy, what a fun little movie. And great little musical. It was a great job. Great job, the songwriters. Absolutely. Bravo. Absolutely wonderful. Like, God, like, I don't think I could say everything I like about the lyrics in this film before the Earth finishes a trip around the sun. Like, it's just, there's a lot I could say. And we got a couple more minutes of credits if there's anything you wanted to add before we wrap things up.
I mean, I don't know. I think you pretty much said everything. It's just pretty straightforward.
I mean,
It's fun.
And as far as Barbie movies go, it's pretty well animated. I mean, they only got better over time. So we had Amy Powers and also Rob Hudnut on some of the lyrics of some of the songs. It's like, so we got a veritable like team here, which is like,
Fair squad, if you don't consider yourself a Barbie fan. I don't think you're officially a Barbie fan until you actually have a Barbie doll.
well then I guess I'm not a real Barbie fan. Damn it.
Do you want me to get you one for your birthday?
Nah, I'm just joshing you.
I was kind of half serious though. I got one for my brother. He wanted the Doctor Who Barbie doll.
I don't even know what I would do with it. Be another thing just sitting on my shelf gathering dust.
I mean, hello? You got like a bunch of stuff on your shelf gathering dust.
True.
Actually, a bunch of stuff on your mattress gathering dust.
Yeah, I gotta do something about that.
You know it's true, hon.
It's just... Yeah, I can't say anything else about it either. It's just, from the music to the lyrics and all the performances are on point. Like, God.
And me really trying not to sing along and mess up the singing for everybody.
I tried not to sing along either because of the fucking... Because the Preminger song, I was like, no, don't do it. Like, don't sing. Live your dream.
Live your dream, Barbie.
Yes. Honestly, I think they could have just ended with the, like, quote, sometimes being free means choosing to stay. Because I think that's a much more solid, like, moral of the story. Because the whole through line was about being free, you know? Because that was the opening number, free. That's the thesis statement of the story.
A lot of the early Barbie movies definitely ended with some kind of quote from Barbie. You know, Barbie.
Oh.
What am I looking at?
An advertisement for Barbie.com.
That really throws me back. I used to be on Barbie.com a whole lot. That throws me back.
It's like whenever an episode of Cyber Chase ends telling me about, like, the play games and, like do some, like log in, play some games, do the quest, and it's like, get online with Cyber Chase. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
But then, that's it. That's gonna be it for this evening. Honestly, yeah, I don't think we have any more to say, do we?
Not really.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us on this magical, whimsical adventure. And if you're viewing this after the fact, thanks for watching. What are we doing next time? Oh, absolutely a musical. Like, we're definitely going to be doing a musical. I'll let you know when I think of it. And until next time, remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody. Au revoir.
Hey.
Just made myself laugh.